Hello everybody, and welcome to Life Simulator, a very fun game that you can find in the iOS store. It's a game where you get to choose a lifestyle, well, more like an actual life path. And I'm going to go through the menu to show you the different menu options and let you hear each one of the particular options we can choose. And then we're going to begin our story. I'm going to do a multi-part review of this game. So first of all, the game is 100% blind accessible, so anyone can play this game. Number two, it's very much 9 out of 9 rated for the channel. The buttons are labeled. The accessibility is excellent. The developer is also meeting the criteria for blind gamers, which is to provide us with updates and new material. It is also accessible for those with low vision. It just has a plethora of amazing parts of the game and attributes. So there is so much to be enjoyed here in Life Simulator. So with all of those things out of the way, there are no real caveats other than we're going to do a bit of a tutorial and a bit of a playthrough with a little bit of me doing my usual acting as we continue to play. If any of you are liking this particular game and the way I do this playthrough, you know exactly what to do. You can be extremely helpful, and I appreciate all of you who are very loving and wonderful and kind, who are smashing that like button, which makes sure that the YouTube algorithm knows that this video is worthy of your attention. Also, if you'd like to, you can subscribe and turn the notifications to all so that you never miss any of the episodes I do in the channel. And remember, you don't have to watch everything, but it is very appreciated if you do watch all of the episodes. You can leave them on while you listen, and you can play them from where you left off. I would suggest YouTube Premium. It gets rid of the commercials. It makes it really easy for you as the listener to enjoy everything here. I also want you to know that I will sometimes do 2 to 3 hour long playthroughs on the weekend of games if it doesn't interfere with the coffee and game schedule with Mike. But those are like my streaming, because I don't currently have any streaming equipment set up in my current studio. So for now, what we're going to do is start Life Simulator after we go through a brief look at all the different scenarios. And I have one perfect for today that we're going to choose. Please just understand that this game, we're playing this as a game. There will be some attributes of this game that could be offensive. There are different stereotypical kind of not exactly best practices things that will occur in this game. Like there are certain professions that are not exactly politically correct, so understand there will be some elements that are not politically correct and that might be a bit offensive, but this is just going to be for fun. We're not making fun of any group, person, job. Every single person is a wonderful, awesome person, and we love everyone. Your job is just as important and valid and valuable as anyone else's job is. We need all of us to get everything that we do here done. So just with that out of the way, let us begin playing Life Simulator. Alright, as we are traveling on a train toward the city of our destination, we are thinking of what we are going to do. We recently lost family members due to COVID-19, and we are heading toward a city that we've never been to before. We're down to our last few dollars. Our bank account is not doing too well. We might even be homeless and displaced. I don't know what we're going to do, but we definitely have a lot to think about. Surviving and getting off the streets is going to be our primary goal. So let's think about what we want to do. moving out of character, let's go over the menus of Life Simulator and see some possible options that we can play. Starting at the top of the menu, I'm going to show you the different options. You're going to listen to those.
Choose a life scenario section.
And this is going to be called Choose a Life Scenario section. I'm going to slow the speaking rate.
Headings. Volume. Speaking rate. 80%. 55%. Words.
All right. And I'll let you listen to each scenario.
Sandbox mode.
So sandbox mode means that you can do anything. You have infinite money. You can kind of do whatever you want in that mode. And this particular menu will be under settings. And when you start a new life,
Sandbox. Life goal. None.
You'll have no life goal. Now, life goal means once you've accomplished a life goal, you can quit in a race and you'll get credit for completing that particular mode. So that's one of the mechanics of these missions that we go on. There is a particular mode that you have. There is a particular life goal for each one of the Life Simulator missions that we take on.
Unlock via in-app purchase. Sandbox mode allows you to customize your starting age, cash, and education. All achievements and Game Center leaderboard reportings are disabled.
Okay, so with Sandbox mode, if we want to see what it's like to have the most money, to do everything, try everything, and just get the full experience, it doesn't affect the leaderboard. There is a leaderboard, and there is an achievement particular menu for us. So whenever you unlock achievements, you also unlock these things called perks. So there's some amazing upgradability for each one of your accounts.
Choose button. High school dropout.
All right, we can choose to be a high school dropout.
Easy.
And you'll hear that there's a difficulty rating right after the life simulator scenario.
Life goal. Wealth collector.
All right.
Young and dumb. You graduated middle school without any ambitions for a better life.
Okay.
Choose button.
No, we don't want that.
Uber driver.
We can be an Uber driver. That sounds interesting.
Easy. Life goal. Any.
Okay. So you can complete this by completing any of the life goals. There are lots of life goals, so we'll get into that in the future. We're not going to try to cover too much all at once.
Uber driver in search of a better life.
And then it just gives you a bit of flavor text about what each one of the particular scenarios wants you to do and just kind of what they're thinking about that they want to do.
Choose button. YouTube star wannabe.
So that would be, I guess, me, YouTube star wannabe. So if I want to be that one,
easy.
It's easy.
Life goal.
No, it's
any.
not. And then I have any life goal to complete this.
You finally saved enough to buy some recording equipment. Can you become a YouTube star?
All right, so that's that. And I also want, before we go too long, I've got a little Naturespace in the background playing a train sound. It's beautiful. If you would please support developers like Naturespace. The app is very awesome. Live, sleep, work, study, do whatever you need to do. Naturespace supplies you with whatever sound you need. Look into their catalog, pick among hundreds of different live recorded nature sounds of anything you can think of, and they're steadily working and adding more. So definitely Naturespace is an amazing app. I highly recommend it. I use it every day. All right, and I want to thank them very much for any screen images I use and any sounds that I use. These are explicitly the property of Naturespace, and I highly recommend it. And it is completely 100% fully accessible, blind accessible. And moving on, let's see our next scenario.
Choose button. Rising DJ.
Rising DJ. So like DJ Tummy. Can we be a DJ Tummy? I don't know. We're not really musically inclined. I think DJ Tummy would do a much better job at this. I am not much of a DJ. Tummy would love to do this one. I am a bad dancer. Let me tell y'all, back in the 80s, oh my God, I was the worst. I mean, even back when I was doing dances that were easier, I was a bad dancer. I'm a terrible dancer.
Easy. Life goal. Any.
Okay, any goal for that.
You are becoming a well-known DJ. Make more tracks and get to the top.
All right, so we'll talk about the different jobs that you have to do in order to accomplish these life goals. But for now, that's the basic premise of this one.
Choose button. Old man.
Old man, so we can become an old man, and that's where I'm talking about. There's some non-politically correct terms like So I would more say, instead of old man, I'd say a mature person. So yeah, you can just live a normal life, because I don't think old, I think old is used too derogatorily. There's a lot of ageism in our society, and it's really annoying. I'm 53, and I really do not feel like anybody should be calling me an old man, but I'm often, get those kind of remarks, and they're really, truly hurtful. So if you're using those kind of remarks, please, they're very hurtful.
Easy.
Okay, that's easy scenario.
Life goal, the happy life.
Okay, so that's the life goal, the happy life. So we would find out how to do that.
Old man living a modest life. It might not be too late to have a good time.
It might not be too late. So again, best practices, let's not assume that a mature person can have a good life.
Choose button.
All right, we can choose that, but no, we don't want that. I have one in mind.
Young child.
Young child, and so that's what we can play. So we can play that. So yes, you can play children, and I want to tell you something. The way the game works in the time continuum, you can be a young child working for Wall Street. You could be a 10-year-old who's a doctor. You can be Doogie Howser. It's really strange. Age has nothing to do with your qualifications for any job, because your age can be affected by certain in-game abilities and objects that you interact with. So you can drop your age by 10, 20, 30 years, and it doesn't take away your particular career. Now, normally, if you were a doctor intern and all of a sudden you became 10 years old, you wouldn't be working for that hospital anymore. They would most likely let you go and say, how did you go back and aged by 25 years? You're now 4'2". I mean, so again, the age system here is really fun, because yes, you can be really young and you can keep bouncing your age back so that you don't die of reaching a certain age, because you don't live forever in this game. There's a certain age you reach where you will die of natural causes, and you can prevent that if you want to by purchasing, if you like, from the settings menu and the shop, from the shop, you can purchase things that will extend your life. So I also have to make the information known that this game does have purchasable items. So if that is a problem for you, and I don't think it should be, I think we should support developers. Whoever makes shops are amazing. I'm always down for shops. The first thing I look at when I open an app is the shop, and this shop is quite robust. So I definitely don't have an issue with it having a shop. But if you are a person who has an issue with people being able to purchase things, you just need to know that that's there. Though I don't see why you'd have a problem with it, but I'm not you. I'm not in your shoes, so make your own decisions.
Easy. Life goal, any.
You can do any life goal for that.
Young child trying to figure out the world.
So that's what that scenario is all about, a young child trying to figure out the world.
Choose button. Infertile parent.
So infertile parent, that's a little strange language. So you can be an infertile parent.
Easy. Life goal, true legacy.
True legacy, okay.
Infertile parents that just adopted their only child. Can you give him a good life?
Okay, well that makes no sense, because if you just adopted a child, you can always adopt another child. So adopting your first child, it doesn't have to necessarily be your only child. I think that's a little wonky how that's worded, but that's fine. It's not a big deal. I'm not trying to be nitpicky, Life Simulator. Please, I'm not trying to be nitpicky.
Choose. But small software studio.
Small software studio. So this is where we get to the business options. You can of course be a business, and that is going to be your whole goal, to grow your business. And those are getting a little bit more challenging and very, very fun. These are going to require you to be a little bit more proactive, because you're going to have to log in every day so that you can get those rewards. And I'm going to tell you something, when I give you pro tips about this game, logging in every day is going to be the #1 pro tip I can give you. Logging in every day to get your rewards every day. Set your timers on your phone and your alarm clock, because you do not want to miss your daily rewards. I've done quite a bit of play of this game. I actually started playing this game back in 2019, so this is not a new game. I played this throughout the COVID-19 virus outbreak, and it kept me pretty busy. It was one of my favorite games. This, along with Path of Adventure, I played it a lot through 2019.
YouTube.
I played it a
Now,
lot.
all things
I played it a lot through 2020. So yeah. Let's see what else we got here.
Army Private. Choose. But small software studio trying to become the next tech giant.
Trying to become the next tech giant, and that is our ultimate goal there.
Choose. But Army Private.
So this is where we get into the career. So you could become Army Private, and let's see what the goal for that is.
Easy. Life goal. Savior of humanity.
Okay, so we have to become the savior of humanity. Now, I also want to mention that some of these goals are mega goals that require several smaller goals to accomplish the goal with this particular life goal. So that can be a bit confusing at first. So you're going to have to keep playing that particular life in order to determine whether or not you're going to reach the ultimate goals. You may have to play through a life more than one time to reach all the goals of that life. Just because you play a life one time does not mean that you're going to unlock the ultimate goal. Let me take a nice sip of coffee while you listen to the train sounds of Naturespace. This particular Naturespace soundtrack is called The Ghost. Alright, so let's keep moving and looking at all these different, there are so many.
Newly minted soldier moving up the military career.
Okay, so that's a newly minted soldier.
Choose. But football captain.
We can be a football captain. We don't know what grade or age this would be for. I'm assuming this is high school or college.
Easy. Life goal. Hall of Fame.
Oh, so this would be maybe football captain? I mean, sounds like something for high school or college. So in this case, we can move all the way up the ladder to becoming a Hall of Famer. So if you're really into sports, this is going to be where you're going to be, and this is a really hard one. My best friend played this, and she said that this was a very hard and long goal. It's not hard to do, but it's a very long one to complete. So if you're really into being a Hall of Famer, this is your life.
Popular football captain in high school. You dream to win the Super Bowl someday.
Okay, that's your mission.
Choose. Button. Basketball pro.
And of course, if you want to be the next major basketball Michael Jordan, this is going to be what you do here.
Easy. Life goal. Hall of Fame. Gifted basketball player trying to make it into the NBA.
All right, so that's you trying to make it into the NBA. So if you make it into the NBA, then of course you've completed your life goal.
Choose. Educated and in debt.
Okay, educated and in debt. So it kind of says that part a lot. I'm going to always repeat it because sometimes each person's particular voiceover is not always recognizable by another person. So you might notice in all my videos, I always repeat what voiceover speaks. That's so if anyone didn't understand voiceover, you hear it from me.
Moderate.
Okay, so this is a moderate, which means it's a little bit more difficult than easy.
Life goal. Wealth collector. Typical college graduate story. Educated and in debt. Can you help turn this life around?
Okay.
Choose. But homeless man.
Okay, and this is the one I've decided we're going to do today is a homeless man. We're going to start that one off. I'm going to be doing lots of characters that are probably not completely 100% politically correct. This is a story. I'm going to be playing the story of a person, which means the emotions and the caricature of this person is going to be based on this fictional character. It is no way meant to be derogatory toward people who are displaced and homeless. Homelessness is a serious issue in our country today, and I do not take that lightly. I have been homeless before, so this is something that is something I feel an emotional connection to, and I'm going to attempt to play this character as a person who is homeless, displaced, in a way that I think fits more of what I've experienced in my life. So this is going to be the character we play, and we're going to attempt to beat this. Now let's see what the criteria is for completing this life goal.
Moderate.
And it's a moderately difficult scenario.
Life goal. Life of crime.
So we have a life of crime. So again, this is going to be a politically incorrect statement because a person is homeless does not mean that we're going to be committing crimes.
Take control of your life and stop being a hobo.
All right. And I don't like the word hobo, but that's what, they're going to call us hobo, whatever. We're not going to use that terminology. So we're just going to get ourselves into a home as best we can. We're going to do the best we can to get off the streets.
Choose button.
And we're going to go ahead and choose that.
First name.
All right, and here's where you start selecting information about who you are. So I'm going to quickly just select my name.
Tap to customize. Text field. Double tap
Let's
to
see if
edit.
there's already a name there we can just take.
Last name. Tap to customize. Text field.
All right.
Double tap to text field. Is editing.
All right,
Tap to
let's call
customize.
ourselves.
Word mode. Insertion point at start.
Let's call ourselves.
Use the rotor to access misspelled words.
What should we call ourselves, Sweetie Belle, for our displaced person who's coming to a new city? What should my name be? My pronouns are he, him, or they, them. That's fine. And just so you all know, what should we? What should my pronouns are he, him, they, them. So I identify as he, him. You got a good name for a male? John? Okay, cool. All right, John. John is going to be it. Name by Sweetie Belle.
Cap H. Cap B. Cap H. Cap J. Cap J. P. O. O. H. H. B. N.
All
N.
right, John.
Bisexual. Button.
All right.
Last name.
All right, let's go ahead and select the last name.
Tap to customize. Text field.
All right, what will be John's
Insertion point
last
at
name?
end.
John Deere. That's a tractor. I'm just kidding. Not going to be John Deere. That's a registered trademark. And hopefully we won't be John Doe, which means we are deceased. Just think of a last name. Anything. John Cusack. That's an actor. John Kent. We'll take it. Okay. John Kent. K-E-N-T.
Cap J. Cap K. Cap K. R. E. E. N. N. T.
All right.
T.
John Kent.
Last name. Text field. Is editing. Ken.
Okay,
Word mode.
we are now
Insertion
John
point
Kent.
at end. Sex. Random.
All right. Shall we select male or random? Well, it's John, so I think it's probably going to be a male.
Sex. Male. Button.
I'm going to select male.
Male.
Okay.
Female. But random. Button. Gender. Male.
Okay.
Male. Button.
Okay. Male button.
Male.
All right.
Female. Button.
And I'd really like to see pronouns added to this particular game, because it seems like they have the workings of that already set up already. Because you select gender, and you can also select, you could select female, but your gender could be male. So I'd actually think that they've pretty much figured out pronouns, but they just don't have it properly notated here. There is, what I really like is that there are pronoun diversity here and gender diversity here. Sexuality is not rigidly enforced here, which is great. I think they could probably go even farther.
Non-binary. Button.
So we've got the non-binary. Yeah, we've got that.
Female. Button.
We've got female. We've got non-binary.
Sexuality. Straight.
Okay, we got our sexuality here. Straight.
Button.
Or
gay.
Or
button.
gay.
Bisexual.
Or
button.
bisexual.
Next. Button.
So we can select any of that. We're just going to. We don't even need to select that. I don't think.
Next. Button.
Let's go ahead and select next.
Select perk section.
All right, now we get to select perks. Now, perks are something in Life Simulator that you unlock when you do playthroughs. So let's say that you beat the very easy missions that I just went through. And by the way, there are many dozens more that I didn't walk through. I just didn't want to walk through every single scenario. And they're constantly doing updates, so there's going to be even more scenarios than you think. But for now, let us just... We're not going to select too many. There are a couple of perks that I like to pick because I really hate dying. But what do you think, should I just go off with just no... Should I go in with 0 perks and try to be hardcore? Or should I give myself some of my favorite perks to make me almost invincible? Because I have some pretty powerful perks that... Okay, let's add a few. Okay, I'm going to walk you guys and everyone through what I have from some of my perks.
Diligent.
Okay, so we've got Diligent.
Plus 50.0% work pay.
That's going to give us 50% more pay. I feel like that's a little too powerful.
Diligent. Switch button. On.
And that's on.
Double tap to toggle setting.
Let's go ahead and turn that off.
Off.
That's a little too powerful.
Growth Mensa.
Growth Mensa.
50% faster promotion.
That's faster promotion. We're going to turn that off.
Growth Mensa. Switch button. On.
We're going to turn that off because that's way too powerful. If you really want to beat a particular scenario fast, these perks are extremely powerful. Now, I purchased the complete package, so I am a full owner of Life Simulator, and I highly suggest that you do the same, because that way you get all content and all future content. So whatever new updates they do in the game, which I really got to thank the developers for making that option available. I really love when a developer makes it so that when you make a purchase and you purchase the entire game, you are going to get any and all future updates and content. And I feel that when you pick the correct developer and game, you're going to get more than your money's worth because they're going to keep updating. And Life Simulator is a game that is updated maybe a dozen or so times. It's great. All right, so let's see what else we're not going. We're not going to go in this with being uberly powerful.
Fast learner.
Okay, fast learner.
50% faster degree completion.
50% faster degree completion. No, I don't think we're going to select that.
Fast learner. Switch button. On.
We're going to turn that off.
Good credit score.
I don't think we're going to go in with a good credit score. We're going to turn that one off.
Increased interest rate. Good credit score. Switch button. On.
We're going to turn that off.
Real estate mogul.
Okay, real estate mogul.
Plus 50.0% rental income.
No, I don't think we're going to be selecting this. Our character we're playing today is a displaced person. We are not necessarily going to go in with increased ability for real estate. So let's go ahead and turn that off also.
Real estate mogul. Switch button. On.
We'll turn that off.
Frugal traveler.
Frugal traveler. Now this is going to make it, I think, cheaper for us to travel.
Unlock after completing World Traveler life goal.
Okay, so we can unlock that. So this is, again, the beautiful part of Life Simulator is it lets you know how you're going to unlock perks. And once you get all these perks, you can turn them on whenever you start a new mission. And trust me, there are a few missions in this game. You're going to need these perks because they are that hard. All right, let's keep moving.
Lock. Dim. Button. Good health.
Good health. Now, I think I might keep this one.
Get sick less frequently and healthier at an older age.
All right, at an older age, we'll get less sick. You know what? I don't think this one is realistic. This one makes us more of a superhero.
Good health. Switch button. On.
We're going to turn that
Double tap to toggle setting. Off.
We're going to be like a normal person without all these fancy, powerful perks.
Trust fund baby.
Trust fund baby. Let's see.
Start life with $25,000 extra money.
Yeah, this one's really great. You are pretty rich to start off the game.
Trust fund baby. Switch button. On.
We're definitely turning Trust fund baby off.
Excitable.
Excitable. Let's see what this does.
Leisure activities provides more happiness.
Now, I think we might...
Excitable. Switch button. On.
I think
double tap
excitable
to toggle setting.
About leisure activities. I think we are excitable. We're going to leave that one on.
Emotional intelligence.
Emotional intelligence. And we're going to... I think we are going to be...
Reduce parent and lover relationship deterioration.
I think we're going to keep this one on.
Emotional intelligence. Switch button. On.
So we're going to keep our relationships. So this means that when we're in a relationship, there's less likely going to be a deterioration if we can't get back to spending time with our loved one. So we're gonna say that this person is emotionally intelligent. So we're gonna keep that perk.
Lucky.
Now lucky. Let's see what that does.
Better stock performance and lottery outcomes.
Okay, I don't think we're gonna get that one. We're gonna turn off all those financial option upgrades.
Lucky. Switch button. On.
We're gonna turn lucky off.
Good parenting.
Good parenting. I would say I'm a good parent, but let's see. Let's turn that off for now because I haven't been always a good parent.
Unlock after completing big family life goal.
Oh, we have to complete big family life goal in order to unlock Lucky. So that's another mission. Now, I do have a couple of friends who have unlocked every single one of these life goals. And if it's your mission to do that, get ready to set your... I mean, if you really want to get through the epidemic in a safe way, this is what you want to do. Play this game. It'll keep you busy for a whole year. It kept me busy throughout 2019 and 2020.
Lock. Dim.
Okay,
Button.
we have
Lock.
to unlock that one eventually. We'll work on that another day.
Natural genius.
Natural genius. Now, is this particular character a natural genius? I don't know.
Start out with a random college degree.
No, I don't think we're going to start off with a random college degree. The way we're going to play this character is they are starting from nearly nothing.
Natural genius. Switch button. On.
We're going to turn natural genius off.
Angelic.
Angelic, this is, I think, another one I haven't unlocked.
Unlock after completing Savior of Humanity life goal.
So this is where you have to complete the soldier goals, Savior of Humanity. And that is one that's confused me a little bit. I need to, my bestie has unlocked that one. I have not. So we cannot use this one anyway. So we're just going to swipe from left to right away from
Lock. Dim.
Okay.
Button. Perfect genes.
Perfect genes. Now, I think this is the one I got when I defeated the bat flu life scenario, which was really, really fun.
You are immune from all diseases.
This one's really tempting to be immune from diseases, but we're not going to be a superhero. We're going to make sure that we can normally be affected by diseases.
Perfect genes. Switch button. On.
We're going to turn that off so we can be severely affected by diseases like a normal person.
Gangster.
Okay, gangster. Now, I forgot what this does.
You are less likely to be caught while committing crime.
Okay. No, we're not a gangster, so we're going to turn this perk off.
Gangster. Switch button. On.
Turn that one off.
Astute. Encounter friends and lovers with better stats.
Okay, encounter friends and lovers with better stats.
Astute. Switch button. On.
We're going to turn that off. I don't think we want to have like superpowers when it comes to meeting friends and loved ones.
Start game. Button.
All right, looks like we've got everything done. We're good. We've selected all of our stats, and I understand this video's been already pretty long already. But like I said, I just wanted to walk you through the whole process of setting up your initial scenario and giving you some of the looks. So this is kind of like a combination video of our first look, a combination of a tutorial, and giving you a look at what I've been doing with this game and kind of catching up and giving this game the thumbs up for being fully accessible, rated 9 out of 9. And of course, if you're liking what we're doing here and if you're enjoying this walkthrough, you can like this video right now. I love that you do that. I appreciate you, love you. I really like that you do that, and you can subscribe. That really helps. Subscriptions really help me to continue to grow the channel. I'm trying to get to 3,000 subscribers this year. I know a lot of you were watching this channel back when I did Hustle Castle. That isn't an accessible game. It isn't blind accessible, and it isn't fully accessible, but this game is, and that is the whole point of what I do on my channel. So if you can subscribe or share this with anybody you think would appreciate blind accessible content, I'd really appreciate you doing that. So again, let's go ahead and start.
Start game. Button.
And there's our button.
Start game. Health 50%.
Okay, so what's on the screen is absolutely nothing, but if you are low vision, you will notice that there's like a little character face on the screen. It's like a round head of a character, and there's going to be statistics and information and a menu system, but you can operate everything completely blind accessible without any, and you can also touch screen elements to move yourself quicker. You can 4-finger tap and use voice-over controls to move around from section to section. So there is a lot of accessibility built into the menu system. I'm going to take a little sip. All right, so let's see who we have as our character. So this is after all the choices we made. Let's see what we've got.
Identity section.
Okay, so we're in there are several sections, and you're going to want to learn these sections very well so that you can maneuver efficiently between the menus, because you're going to be moving back and forth between these menus constantly. And once you get really good at moving through these menus, the game becomes vastly easier.
Adult. Image.
So we have an adult, and we are an adult.
Life scenario. Homeless man. Age. 34. Name. John Kent. Sex. Male. Sexuality. Straight. Relationship status. Single. Country. United States. Flag of the United States. Job. Unemployed. Net worth. $5.
Okay, so we have $5 to our name. So we are really on the train ride toward our new city, which we're going to start to see now. So now you kind of hear where we are. Before we start RPing this, I just wanted you to hear all the information about this character. We're just going to keep playing this character, see how well we do, see what we can do to succeed.
Full details. Button.
All right, full details.
Weekly cash flow. $0.
And this is
Button.
our cash flow section. Now, what that means is that in Life Simulator, you get a certain amount of money from everything that you currently own, whether it's you get money from rental property, you get money from your employment, you get money from your hobbies, you get money from things you're selling, and there is so much passive income that you can earn in this game. It's rather easy to do. I mean, certainly it's not realistic, but again, we are not playing this because it is realistic. We are playing this because it is fun.
2 perks. Button.
Okay, we have selected, as you know, we have selected 2 perks, and that was, I think we took the emotional intelligence perk, and we took the enthusiastic about fun activities. Those are not particularly powerful perks. I left out every powerful perk because this would be incredibly easy to beat if I included any of the superhuman perks.
2 traits. Button.
All right, now traits are things that you have when you start the game. They're usually random.
Weekly modified.
And I'm
2
going
traits.
to see what
Button.
our traits currently are. Let me go ahead and double tap that.
Traits. Heading.
And you can just double tap that button.
Done. Button. Humble. Promotions are faster.
Okay, so these are the random traits, I think, and I'm going to say I'm sorry, I do not know. I haven't played Life Simulator in about several months, so you get random traits, as I recall. They're random, so you don't know what you're going to get. Some traits are negative, some traits are positive.
Close-minded. Skills takes twice as long to learn.
Okay, so we have our first negative trait. This is very similar to D&D, if many of you know flaws. So in this particular game, it has a D&D 5th edition-ish kind of thing, but they don't call it flaws. They're going to just call it a trait. Now, this is a negative trait, which means when we want to learn a skill, it's going to take us twice as long to do so. And I'm fine with that because that feels more realistic.
Humble. Promotions are faster.
Now, to balance that negative trait, we have humble, which means that, and there's nothing particularly important about the name, mind you, so don't get caught up on the name. This is just random names they give each one of these skills. So now we are humble, we're going to get promotions faster, and that's going to really fit our character of our displaced person.
Close-minded. Skills. Close-minded. Skills takes twice as long to
Okay,
learn.
now we're going to go ahead and exit out of this menu, and to get out,
Traits. Heading. Traits. Heading.
and I think there's a button here.
Close-minded. Skills take closed. Humble. Close-minded. Skill. Humble. Done. Button.
Okay, and there's a done button. So done's going to take you out of that menu, and you'll be right back
2 traits. Button.
at that place you left off.
Weekly modifiers. Button.
Okay, weekly modifiers are going to be things that increase or decrease things about us, our income, our health, whatever.
Housing section.
Now, housing section is very important. This is going to determine where we live. This is very much like a builder kind of game, which is really a nice multifaceted dimension of Life Simulator.
Park bench. Current.
So that is currently where we are living, on a park bench, which is very sad. So
Own. 1.
we own 1 park bench, and I don't think we own a park bench. That is the property of the city.
-1. -1.
So we're going to be receiving a detrimental effect to our health and life. So living on a park bench is obviously not ideal.
Move here. Dim. button.
Okay, and you're going to see that it's dimmed out because we already lived there. Now I can also swipe through some of the other more options, the different options that we can take. I'm not going to be calling any option better than the other, just to be not to be offensive.
Shared room.
We can share a room.
Rent $100.
And that's going to cost us $100. When we get a little bit more money, we can try to move into a room and share it.
-1. Move here. But small apartment.
And of course, a small apartment. That'd be where I'm currently staying, in a small apartment with Sweetie Belle.
Buy $200,000 bullet rent $180.
So in order to get, we can buy this. Now you're going to hear two different things. You're going to hear buy and you're going to hear rent. Now, you don't have to pay $200,000 to be in the apartment. There's a rental cost.
Small apartment. Buy $200,000 bullet rent $180.
We need only $180 a week. So these are, I think, weekly costs, so they can add up really quickly. $180 doesn't sound like that much, but if you're talking about every week, well, that's, you know, like $800 almost. So keep an eye on the costs for these. So when you listen to these particular options, you really got to listen to how much it costs and think about it in terms of 4. So if it's $180, it's 180 times 4. So that would be so 160 through 20. So that would be let's see, 400 through 20. That would be $720 for this for 1 month. So, and again, you can track these expenses on this particular section of the game.
Move here. Button. Purchase. Dim. Sell. Dim. Button. Rent out. Dim.
And these are things you can do like rent or sell. Once you own property, you can rent it out as well as live there. But if you live there, you're already using it up. So you can't live there and rent it at the same time. Now, I don't really know why they make it that way, because actually you could own a home and rent out a room in a home. And that's something they could do a little fine tuning with. Just nitpicky about that, but a person could easily own a home and rent out a part of the home. So I could share a home with anybody I wanted to.
Purchase max. Dim.
And then of course there's a purchase max button. That means that if we're really a person with a lot of money, we can purchase multiple homes up to the maximum that we have money available to purchase.
Sell max. Dim.
And of course we can sell the max number that we currently have. These are just quality of life things that we can do to make the purchasing and selling a property much quicker.
House. Buy $500,000
Now,
rent.
we can buy a house for $500,000. We can rent a house for $500. And I got to say, the rental for a house is incorrect. Renting a house is going to be a lot more expensive than $500. But if you look at it, it's $500 a week. So that's about $2,000 a month. That's a little under what it would cost. But like I said, not everything in this game is up to date with the current cost of living. It may be higher or lower depending on what you are currently knowing in your own housing market.
+1. Move here. Purchase. Sell. Dim. Rent out. Dim. Purchase max. Sell max. Luxury condo.
And then of course you can move up from there to a luxury condo.
Buy. Move. Purchase. Sell. Rent out. Purchase max. Sell max. Grand estate.
You can purchase a grand estate.
Buy.
And this feels more like The Sims in this situation.
Purchase. Sell. Rent out. Purchase max. Sell max. Apartment complex.
And you can purchase an apartment complex.
Buy. Purchase. Sell. Rent. Purchase. Sell max. Skyscraper. Buy. Skyscraper.
And of course, when you get very able to purchase items, if you have a great deal of money, you can purchase a skyscraper, which is extremely expensive.
Buy. Purchase. Dim. Button. Sell. Dim. Rent out. Dim. Purchase max. Dim. Sell max. Space hotel.
And of course, it gets into the fantasy sci-fi thing. You can purchase a space hotel. And that gets really, really pricey. We're talking in the billions of dollars. And this is going to be something down the road. If you play this game long enough, you can truly unlock some very amazing things that are interesting.
Lock. 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 Dim. Lock.
And there's a whole bunch of things you'll see that are locked. Those are just particular things you can unlock once you unlock other things like the space. Once you unlock the space hotel, you unlock a whole lot of other options.
Lock. Item section.
Okay, now we're going to move to the item section, and these are individual things that you can buy that will give you quality of life improvements.
Game console.
So I could buy a game console.
$500. Dim.
And
Button.
that's when you hear dimmed, that just means I can't buy it. I don't have enough money.
TV.
I can buy a TV.
$2,500.
And I don't know why any TV would cost $2,500. I mean, we must be buying like the very best like TV we could buy. I mean, a smart TV is only a few $100s. But yeah, if you want to spend $2,500 on a TV, which I think it's really overpriced, you can do so. All right, so
camping equipment.
we can purchase camping equipment. So if you're an outdoorsy kind of person,
$2,000.
that's going to cost you $2,000.
Gun.
And if you really need to have a gun because you don't know, you just need a gun for hunting,
$5,000.
that's going to cost you $5,000,
Button.
which I think is a lot higher than what an actual gun costs.
Passport.
And the passport's going to allow you to travel to different countries.
$10,000. Dim.
And that's
Button.
way overpriced, but it's because of the way the mechanics are set up. These are not realistic prices for items, but it's designed to be fit into the mechanics of the game, because what they're making you do is you're paying for higher price things that open up more game content for your character. So even though a passport is way overpriced and you could get it for a lot cheaper, but it's because the passport opens up other game aspects that are going to be important for your character to be able to get more abilities.
Laptop. $5,000.
So a laptop
Dim.
for $5,000, I would never pay $5,000 for a laptop, but you can get that. That's going to open up business opportunities.
Facebook. Now, page
And
facing.
sorry for those interruptions. I'm trying to grab them really quick. I get a lot of interruptions, and I do apologize for that.
Turntable.
And you can purchase a turntable.
$10,000.
And that's
Dim.
going to be
Button.
important if you're taking on one of those jobs where you're creating music like DJ Tummy. So DJ Tummy would probably want to buy a turntable for herself.
Recording equipment. $25,000.
And,
Dim. Button.
$25,000 for recording equipment.
Car.
And now you can even buy transportation, which is amazing. So let's see what we have for transportation.
Reduces cost of local vacation by 50%.
All right, so these are perks within the normal part of the game. So let's say you go on vacations a lot in this game. There is a cost for going on vacations and resting, traveling, doing fun activities. So if you have a car, that reduces the cost of those fun activities. So that's what's really cool about this, that you have these abilities you unlock, which will make whatever you purchase a little cheaper.
$30,000. Dim.
So for
Button.
$30,000, we're going to reduce the cost of vacations and local and international travel.
Luxury car. Increases Uber earning.
Okay, so we're going to be an Uber driver. One of the things we can purchase in the items menu section is that we can get a limousine, which will mean that we'll make a lot more money. So we're going to be one of those Uber drivers with a super, super cool vehicle, so that when we pick up people, we'll earn a lot more Uber dollars.
$250,000.
So that's
Dim.
very
Button.
expensive. So that means that's something down the road as a particular perk that we'll have to unlock. It's not, let me make sure I'm not using it. And this is an upgrade. It's not really a perk, it's an item. So I want to make sure I'm not confusing you all with saying these are perks. I'm using the perk term in a different sense. There are actual perks that you unlock whenever you start the game and that you earn. This is more of an item you get that unlocks abilities and makes it easier.
Private jet.
Okay, we can, if we get really wealthy, we can unlock a private jet.
Reduces cost of international vacation by 50%.
All right, now you might want to know, okay, what's this thing about vacations? I keep hearing vacations. All right, so just sorry about that. We had a brief interruption. I just wanted to finish it off. We've been recording for quite some time, so we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. We're going to call this part 1 of our tutorial introduction and let's play for Life Simulator. There is just so much to do in Life Simulator, and I don't feel like it'd be a fair thing to do to go through all that information and not complete most of the introduction to operating the menus and to go through the tutorial. So we're going to do this a little bit more traditionally before we get into our story, where our character is going to be being our character. So on our next part 2, we're going to go through more of the menu and how to play Life Simulator. I'm going to do a lot more explaining of what each thing is, and hopefully we can wrap that up. And by about part 3, we can get into playing Life Simulator and have some of our adventures. And I hope that you have enjoyed my playing Life Simulator. Hope you've enjoyed the background of the ghost and the train from Naturespace. Thank you very much to iMovie and the background music that we're going to be playing that you may not hear because Naturespace is predominantly the sound that's going to be in the foreground. I hope that you are enjoying the tutorial part of this game. Please get out there, support developers who make games that are blind accessible, and we will come back for part 2 in a couple of days. And as I always say, love yourself, each other, always be kind, be safe out there, and let's hang out again tomorrow, okay? Take care. Bye-bye.